Ladies and gentlemen, this is a test right now. I don't know if it's a test for me, or it's a test for you, or it's a test for all of us. What I do know, Texas time, it is 12:32 a.m. 7/23/2017. And I know this sounds weird, but remember, we all have our own personal dictionaries. And I feel like the coolest king on the planet. Hold on, this is a test. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna let this run. But I want to reiterate, I definitely think it is time for Americans and Earthlings to put aside their petty bullshit differences, prioritize our problems, understand the situation, come together as one Earth family, and adapt and adjust to the changes that are about to come at us. High and tight, faster than we expected. Asterisk. I don't know if you know this. THORnews is for winners, and that's why you're here. So stick around.
We've got a video message.
Whoops. See, I made a mistake. Hit the button. I just did. I hit the pause button. Okay. So, I've been wanting to talk about this for a couple of days. And sometimes, I don't like to be the first person to really start talking about a subject. It's safer that way. And this is dangerous. And this is very super James Bondy, Justice League, Avengers, Astonishers, Asteroid Fight Club. And that's the way it is. And if it's like the atmosphere is just going to rip off any second, asterisk, then it's definitely a time to be my full self. You know? But hell, I don't know who I'm talking to and when they're listening, and what mood they are in, or what mind frame they have. So, I'm always careful of the things I say. And so, I don't know, man, woman, like, I've been talking to y'all. We have literally had a full Thor college together. Starlord, newTHOR7's, 2017. Story Ray Jones, Blue-Eyed White Tiger. Grace. Okay. So, yeah, we've been through, it's like 4.5 years of THORnews now, and that's like freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, and now we're in, I guess, the first year-ish grad school. It's more like Hogwarts. And what I'm talking about is the Fujiwara effect. The Fujiwara. Yeah, like, I don't know, if you even have, okay, let's say you have YouTube. Like, YouTube or a high school, or Earth is a high school, really. And so it's like, in the high school YouTube circles, you know, there's a limited amount of astonishers or truth community leaders, or, you know, it's a small group. Say their names, people get mad. And, I don't like that guy. Cognitive dissident. Anywho, so, even though we've all made mistakes, you know, if you run this fast with current data as it evolves in weird ways nobody expected, and anybody who's really working at this is going to make mistakes. But it's usually what was the frame of mind or the state of the heart of that person when they were making their mistakes. It's like, I made a mistake. I said, hey, dudes, I got a funny feel like this month, especially the month leading up to the eclipse, we really need to watch the oceans. Okay? And like, I don't delete my videos. So, everything I've said is up there. And so, we need to, I've been saying for a while, we need to watch the ocean. And leading up to it, I haven't said, hey, there's a chance America could get hit by 2 hurricanes in July. And I was wrong. And at the time I was like, oh man, I feel bad. And now I still feel bad, but like, what I was seeing, I guess, is that, you see the string of hurricanes going on. Not hurricanes, but oceanic disturbances. I'll mute this. So let it run. So you got these oceanic disturbances going on. Feeling me, following. And so that's kind of what I could see happening through the progression of weather patterns that I have been watching And we watch this stuff. Those of us that, like, let's for now call them like 13. We'll pick a number that freaks everybody out. We've been the people who watch that I know that watch the sun cameras almost daily, the weather radar satellites almost daily, and there's a form of madness in there. This is kind of what I saw, and this is what I predicted when I said, hey, we could get hit by a couple of these things. These Fujiwara, what the fuck? Sorry. Language. Don't try not to get triggered by language, because my purpose is good-hearted. For me to be free and have a good life, I need y'all to be free and have a good life. Does that make sense? This is American Bicycle Club. Earth is my town. And we can't let the people who are bad at stuff run everything anymore. We can't let the crazy people, we can't let the broken spoke get all the everything. We can't let civilization collapse. And somehow, everybody's kind of convinced, oh yeah, even though we have everything, technology is the greatest it's ever been. Resources, we're able to get incredible on resources. Like, we could grow 100 billion trees. We could start that. We could do that in a month if we all put our minds to it. Like, there's nothing we can't do if we work together as one. Like, think of us as a town. Earth is a town, okay? I say Earth is an apartment, and freak people can't think of that. So it's like, okay, then think of Earth as a town. And so we have everything. And that when people are giving me reasons for not improving or creating things that are much, much better than what we have now, the examples I get are like, whether it be the Bible, a book written 2,000 years ago, literally by the Council of Nicaea put it together to say what the Word of God was. And I say this as a Christian with Jesus Christ as my King of Kings. We celebrate almost, in weird ways, nailing him to a cross. What I'm saying is I don't want anybody else nailed to a cross ever again. That the age of sacrifice is over. We've sacrificed enough. If we learn to work together, there don't have to be any more blood sacrifices. And that the magic you can create from the opposite of blood sacrifices is way better than what we've been going through in the caveman age. Like, we have to hold hands, take a step forward out of the caveman age. We have to acknowledge that Earth is our town and we all live here together. And that the cool, smart people I know are amazing. And so, if you let the amazing people run the town, your restaurants are going to, are going to be great. Like, everything, like, we can recreate this world to live in together for the next 1,000 years. And we can handle and prepare almost anything comes our way. If everybody puts all their ideas on the table, sits down with the peace pipe, and like Earth took a vote, like, do you want war? Yes. Do you want war? No. Like, if 75%, 80% of people in the world are like, hey, I don't want war, then we can like figure out a way where like all the war people can have a war section and they can just fight their war over there. Like, we need to come up with ideas and improvements, and it has been my theory that the power dealer brokers of the last 100 years have pretty much been the same generation of people. And that I would think the majority of the move makers nobody ever knows the names of. So to try and establish blame now is ridiculous. And so for 100 years, a certain group has had large control over almost everything in the world. But as far as I know, they still live on some type of a timeline scale that we do, with like 100 years to live. So most of them are going out, and that they've had a generation's usually like 60 to 70 years, and we got cut short by the millennials is Generation X, me in the 40s, between the baby boomers. So it's like I'm part of the bridge between the millennials and the baby boomers. And that, but for the last 100 years, only the baby boomers have really been in control of almost everything. And so now it's like we have not had a chance to have any millennial leaders or any Generation X leaders. It's pretty much been the same leadership for the last 100 years. And so now it's like we are inheriting our own country. We're inheriting this world, like our 2 generations, you know, with Social Security and everything. I know it's like we're getting handed all the problems, and there's a lot of them, or challenges, let's call them. But the methodology and the mindset and the belief system that's gone behind all of it is really 100 years old. So it's like the majority of them can be solved. I had planned to just talk about binary hurricanes. Sorry about this. Oh, yeah, but what I'm saying, so yeah, dude, we got binary hurricanes here. And at this point, like, this is super high class level. Like, if you were just now coming to class, then by all means, you should probably find stuff you believe in instead of spending energy on stuff you don't. And so we got binary hurricanes, man. They're calling it the Fujiwara effect. And first time, I'll do an edited video later, but the Weather Channel, 7 hours ago, and I go to look it up because somebody had posted it. One of the models was like, hey, dude, we got Fujiwara hurricanes, if the models are correct. Fujiwara, what? And, Hefe. The Fujiwara Efe. Excellent. Thank you. See, life works with you when you work with life. So, you got the Fujiwara Efe. The binary, the yin and the yang hurricanes. And it's like, what are we going to do into the yin and the yang hurricanes? And the truth community, or those who tend to be controlled opposition, who are usually outside of the truth community, it's like with sports, if you're going to rig sporting games, you don't bribe the players, you bribe the refs. And so because all the video making pretty much takes place on one single platform, YouTube. YouTube is one town. Like, if you're going to make videos, there's one town you can make videos in. Google YouTube. It used to be YouTube, now it's Google YouTube. Now, which is Alphabet. Google YouTube Alphabet. And I ain't blaming anybody for anything. Like I said, we all got here now, and that the past is like, hey, that there's no real reason. Everybody's arguing over the bill we just got handed. We just got handed $20 trillion. A really emotional moon, planet, and star, sun, and angry people who literally are not communicating. They're all just all barking at each other online. Like, people still, I go outside of my apartment. I get offline. I leave the matrix and wander around where I'm 6'1", 245 pounds with shoulders the size of mountains and deep blue eyes. So I can go to a lot of places, see a lot of things, and the world is still standing just like it was kind of in the 90s, that the mindset where one tweet can run the show, ruin the show, is where our mind's eye is focused, our third eye is focused on, like, in the matrix. So we're still in the real world. Our minds are kind of tapped into the matrix, and then our emotions are kept in some strange land. Like, if you ever dated somebody, I've had I'm like a serial dater. I dated a woman for about a year or so, 2, 3, and then 2 emotional, passionate stars. Sometimes you need more space gravity. I don't know. What was my point? Dang it. Anyway, just the type when you try and create or make anything with anybody and live together in a way where you both love each other, that their words get in the way and imagination. I'm just saying that when you love each other at times, that's when you get the maddest at each other. Yeah, okay, maybe I should end this. I started thinking about women and yeah. Okay, because I'd like to fall in love again, have 10,000 more kisses, have a lot of babies, have a great life, so we can have a badass Earth. We literally, that's what I'm saying. We literally got handed the next 50 years, let's say, And so what do we want to do with that? You know? One thing about Alexander the Great. He untied the Gordian knot. It's like the knot has been untied. Like, you have to rally the realms. Winter is here. The big change is coming, and it's coming fast. I should know what's on here. I got a forecast model up. Yeah, well, the whole point is like tonight it's gonna be crazy Thor news night. Like, shoot, dude. I think I may literally trying to save the world. As Alex Jones having a $20,000 cash contest for making political videos. Remember, you guys pay me. This is Google's pay that I have to live off, and not the rest I get from you guys. I made $189 last month. I would guess about 35, 37 videos. 188,000 views. So it's like, I don't know if I can get 188,000 people to come to my church. Well, that's not specific numbers. People watch multiple videos. To listen to me speak for 3 minutes and 11 seconds. I somehow $189, which is like under $1, and like now we're like 13 cents an hour for my videos. See, now I'm just rambling over this, but that was okay. It is Saturday night, and yes, I'm drinking Angry Orchard, and I will confess, after working 2 straight days on the videos I've been making, and I do so much work of stuff I haven't even put out yet, because the energy is crazy. And we're talking about binary hurricanes now, so I'm correct in the energy being crazy. So I'm going to, in this advanced part that we're in, all the concepts shall come together, and what I'm saying is we can't blame people for the past. That's what I'm saying, that we inherited the future, and now we can do with it what we choose. And that's what I've been saying, like a solar system truce. Everybody works together. There's way more stuff than we could ever need or want. And it's like stumbling blocks outside of the cave. And I don't want to be cavemen anymore. When I was growing up, I was like jetpacks and making out sessions on the moon and flying past Jupiter and my own space, Corvette. And though back then, as a kid, it's like dreaming of multiple wives sounded great in theory and fiction, and you can make it work. Stuff like that. It's like, yeah, when I don't know, one of the first movies I wrote was Sword and Sorcerer, magic, dragons, high priestesses, demons, paladins, rogues, ninjas, samurai. I don't know, I started writing real young, like 8, 9. And so I love Dungeons and Dragons. And so, like, in it, the character dated like 7 women. And at the end, they all combined to save him. And I don't know, for 9, 10, 11-year-old, that's some pretty deep shit. And so now it's like, hell no, Huffington Post and Bloomberg and MSNBC and, like, they're going to come cut off my nuts if I'm saying, yeah, at one point in time I entertained that idea of having 7 wives. But I treated them all. I mean, not wait, the character, because as a writer, you put your character in each screenplay or story, right? I would think that's basic Joseph Campbell Journey of the Hero role. And movies are literally kind of, from a male point of view, male fantasies. Like, you get to write whatever. If you could have the life you want, this is what you would write. And so, just the idea. Now, I'm talking about binary hurricanes. Like, if we want to get conservatives to notice, I guess, and liberals too, we should call them lesbian binary hurricanes. Because everybody. See, I'm being like a comedian back in the 90s, like, you could say shit that not everybody agreed with. Like, it is McDonald's, Walmart, and, I don't know. Ooh, has the water and the chocolate. Is that Nestle? Man, Hershey chocolate bars are good, though. Yeah, so it's like you're hanging out with me on a Saturday night, and it's 12:52, and I'm only 1 beer in. The energy's been wild and crazy. What do I hold this up? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the work I've done. Oh, what was it? talking about rambling thing. Just pointing out, hey, after going 23 days into July, floods, weather. I'm sick of weather too. Earthquakes, yeah. It's like 30 on a page, so yeah, I did over 30 videos trying to inform, teach. And like, it was like I was saying yesterday, like it's Bill Murray and the Stripes. How long is it going to take me to whip Earth into shape? You know? Because I got faith in y'all. Like, if you guys, I can see it, the place we need to go to as people, as one Earth town. And, like, you can't let it's like if you have a team, if you were 15 years old playing on a football team or a soccer team, and you had one kid who could just stand there all day going, this is going to work, this sucks, I hate this, everything's going to die, it's all doom. No way. Like, literally, if you're trying to have a soccer practice, a football practice, and you allow, like, that kid will get, like, 4 kids going, yeah, this sucks. Like, the 4 kids who don't get to play aren't that good. Like, just be standing over and say, this sucks. Like, we're letting the this sucks people run everything. And so, all I'm saying is, yeah, it's time. It's easy. Like, for the non-this sucks people to not run the show. So, there's a grand transition that's going to take place one way or another. You have a major change happening. Like, that, like, 2 to 3 billion of human beings will be laid off in the next 3 tech cycles, which is what, 9 years maximum. You have so many situations happening that there's going to be a major change. We are going to get a chance to pick the best system. And the chance is now, like the work that is being put in. And so that everybody wins and that we all create the amazing future together. Like that, yeah, if we're all sitting in a high school or an apartment and that is the idea, like, holy shit, this crazy shit that the last generation has had for the last 100 years is just broken and wacky, and you make your money by being angry and loud and blaming everybody all the time, 24/7. Like, you know, that's what's running the show. It's like a bank. Like, the bank is being robbed while angry comedians are distracting everybody, and the people are like watching the angry comedians. But the thing is, we are robbing our own bank. People look for villains, but everything that's done, the majority of it has been done legally. So literally, there's no one you can blame on a moral level that the generation before us didn't do the work that would keep us from this place or have the safeguards that you need. You know, like if your political, capital, economic system, fiscal is Darwinism, let the strongest, smartest survive, then it's going to get to a point like this where the best way I can put it that someone put to me a long time ago is we're like mice on the earth, and the earth is made of cheese, and we just keep eating the parts. And the real truth of the matter is if we can grow cheese, it's like we can recreate the terraforming, the possibilities through chemistry, biochemistry, like anything that can be, like, we can literally do anything we want to do. It's like a movie. And so that's all we got to do is pick the cool stuff. So using things, you know, reasons, partial belief systems, to almost ensure failure is just stupid. And that 70% of the people I know are like, yeah, if we can make Earth a better place and figure out how to get everything to work, that's what we will do. You know, for someone to say, oh, the super volcano is going to explode, planet X is going to hit us, Jesus is going to come back, like, we can't base how we treat the future now off of weird, superstitious shit that people have been saying for 1,000, 2,000 years old. And I think the majority of people who don't spend their time on YouTube, you know, looking for things to say the world's going to end very soon, agree that, like, the world itself seems to be, we're going through some major rapid changes, but if we let the cool kids lead, then we'll get to the future together as a team, and it will be wonderful. there is no, like now, there are no large Christian leader speakers who will stand and say, here's the deal, man. Like, and it's almost like in a passive aggressive way, that's what president is. You get to kind of speak for Jesus or Christianity as the president of the United States if you're a Republican. You know, and like nobody's gonna. So I'm just trying to say that planning our fiscal policy and our future plans, and I haven't had children. A lot of y'all had children, so I'm trying to save y'all's children too. So I'm not having children because the world is not saved. I'm trying to save y'all's children. A lot of people are like, no, it's over. Forget it. Fuck you. And it's like, no. All right? Like, we have lived in a place where we have rejected the idea of the hero for 16 years. Like, the idea that, like, someone like me could be so fucking cool. That is offensive. You know, like, it's okay to be a super billionaire, but if you're like, hey, dude, I'm the coolest, greatest filmmaker on the planet, people get offended. So having, like, belief in myself, or, like, belief in a hero, that literally has been the, like, it's, the media's been telling us it needs to all be for the collective. And so punish anyone who's basically not thinking in a not for the collective kind of way. But it's the media who's profiting off of that, where they're not speaking for the collective. Like, they've collected the collective for some other entities, and they're like, all right, what do you want to do with them? And the collective, which is the we, the people, the real earthlings, if we all walk outside of like, okay, let's all meet in, you know, Africa. All 7 billion people on Earth, let's meet in Africa for, you know, like a weekend. That we are the people, man. That everything else, like when you come up with corporate names or family names or, you know, conspiracy theories or groups or secret societies, like, no, if everybody walks to the middle of the same field in Africa, we're all people. We're all part of the same town. We live in the same apartment, and the apartment is Earth, and just to say, you know what, this apartment's too crowded, or we're running out of fucking gold, or, man, highways are complicated to build and expensive, or healthcare obligations, or my pension fund promised me 36% return on, you know, bond A's if they were tied to water security strategies. You know, like, what? Anyway, that's just my idea. And like I said, I don't know. It's been dangerous to say it for a long time, but it's like if the whole world is falling apart and we're looking at freaking bullet holes in the ocean, you know, that even if whatever plans are in place, having earthlings, people, creatures here, treating them like shit, making them think horrible things, making them fight, anger, like all the time, to not let people enjoy life right now is criminal and evil. That after the 16 years we've been through, the sky has been more beautiful than I've seen it ever. There's time for everybody to just chill the fuck out. Like, do you even remember life 15 years ago? People just run around bitching like, oh my God, this person's faulted, these people evil. Like, everybody's talking about all the faults in all of mankind, almost all the time, at least online. You can't get away with that shit in a real conversation. Unless, I mean, I don't even know people who just sit around and talk about this, like, anyway. So, yeah, I've talked too much. And here's what the announcement of the whole video is. I think I'm going to be talking too much all night long. And I'm just going to pick up a microphone and then make a video and put it up. And then I'll probably switch those videos over to another channel. So I'll keep the high quality edited THORnews videos on one channel and then put the other ones on the other. I don't know, but I'm bad at making business moves. I just like making videos and sometimes being funny and then learning. Like I've learned with you guys together in this THORnews school. Anyway, okay, I love you guys. It's, wow, 1:01 a.m., 7/23/2017. And the world is an amazing place. Oh, yeah, so I guess a way to... What I'm doing now is... I need to put this full video up. So, yeah. Anyway, I wrote a movie a long time ago. I don't know, was it like 200 pages, I think. We're in like 13 movie screenplays. People like, where it pretty much hit the 100-page mark. Yeah, I mean, where you can debate about what is and what isn't a first draft or completed first draft. I could spend 100,000 years doing that. Anyway, so I wrote this movie thing. Oh yeah, we're the greatest samurai of all time. It's very complicated. We can discuss this year, I guess. Greatest samurai of all time in 2017. He ends up marrying the daughter of a Shinto goddess bloodline, and like he's king of the West and she's king of the East, and together they duel the devil and the system and win, and then pretty much lead the giant global village I'm talking about. And so it's a badass. He's like the greatest samurai of all time, and she's like the greatest samurai of all time, and it's just a badass action film. And I wrote it, what, 10, 11 years ago? And the cool thing is that it takes place in 2017. I don't know. Well, technically I started it 2003. Just an idea where Sam the Samurai and Nini the Ninja, me and my boy Jack Steele, hanging out one night, drinking, pretending to be samurais and ninjas. It's funny. Oh, this is the first page of the screenplay, because I worked on the screenplay for like, literally, like, I create on it, draw on it to this day. It's such an amazing thing. So that's the very first page of all the... I've been working on the story for a long time. And it's a beautiful story. It's a love story between him and her, where like, cause he's born, he's like, he's the chosen one, and then she's born, and they're like, she's the chosen one. And so like, they're the only two that can really relate to each other. Because they're both the chosen ones that have to save the world. It's kind of like that thing of, okay. And she's, well, wait. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't know, in this story, and it's all loosely based on the book of Revelation, the Nostradamus constraints, like all the prophecy books, the Shinto, like I try to combine all mythology into this story of now, like what we are going through. And like when you talk about devils and demons, like you're literally talking in metaphor. Oh, right there, the council. Oh, yeah, so in the world, so you know that. So the East is run by, it's almost like a mythical, magical version of the War Machine. The council, it's like 12 dudes who wear gold all the time. And so the entire East is run by a trinity of the council gets a vote, the living Buddha gets a vote, and then the Yamato family, which is the name of the bloodline of the Shinto goddess, gets a vote. And so anything that affects all of one half of the earth, they always have to vote, and that's how it's gone for 7,000 years. And so this always reminds me of like the Council of Nicaea. Like we talk about like the Catholic Church to the Spanish Inquisition and all the horrible, I mean, they came, from what I understand, I've been told, I'm like in the high 90s Norwegian. My both his grandparents, and so my grandmother raised me on Christianity and the Elder Edison, the Poetic Edison, the Norwegian Bibles. So like being an American, Native American, you know, there are Native Americans who are Christian and Native American. You know, some people are like, no, that's not right. And it's like, dude, you don't know shit. You're like, you literally don't think that you could believe in the Native American beliefs and what we know of Christianity. And, you know, it's like anybody can interpret the book exactly how they want to. And that's the problem, is that gold ain't gonna feed you. Money can't keep your electricity on. The Bible ain't gonna fucking protect you from these corporations. Like, the Bible's, you know, Jesus is a live and let live, forgive your brother, I am my brother's keeper kind of man, God. And capitalism is like, no, give them the golden rule while following no rules. And then the part I have problems when they start beating us mentally, physically, spiritually all day, every day. Like this giant corporate hydra is mad at their resource. Like having flowers and going and yelling at your flowers, or like being mad at water for being too clean. Like, oh my God, that water's way too clean. Let's dump a lot of shit in it. Pour, horrible chemicals. I hate clean water. Being mad at a good day, sunshine. Being mad at cool people like Prince, Jimi Hendrix, John Lennon, Jim Morrison, Mitch Hedberg. And it's like Dave Chappelle kind of said that if you'll notice, every single hero, except for like Michael Jordan, who they killed his dad, or his dad died at a horrible time. Kanye West, same shit. Like all of our heroes at some point, they're like, oh, remember those guys you thought were heroes? Like talk about OJ, like no, they're not heroes anymore. And so the public has been feeding off like we like watching our heroes get torn down, no matter who they are. Like, yeah, well, we all make mistakes, and in the wrong circumstances do the worst things at times. The best people I know have made major mistakes, and so like I don't know what they're saying. Oh yeah, the whole Council of Nessie and the corporate entity, the gold, like, and the people, where like it convinces people to be at war with themselves the whole friggin' time, or that there is no future. You cannot do it without. You can't create your own system because the council runs the show. And he's the executioner. He's like for like 400 years. Nobody can kill him. I've always, this picture, when I'm talking about the movie, this whole thing of what Satori and Grace, the two characters, the girl's name, Grace. His name is Satori. Satori Ray Jones. Grace Yamato. So that when they're growing up, like this is the system there. He's like 15 at the school, and then she joins, he's like 22, but she joins at age 7. Anyway, but something, there's an age difference, so he disappears for years. Anyway, it's a giant, amazing love story, and I'm just saying that, like, one of the main, like, this is the whole system. This is, and it's not one man, it's not a council of any 12 guys you can pick on Earth. This is all that capitalism has been since it incepted, what are we talking about, 6,000 years ago? It's pretty much convincing people that paper or coins, like something other. Like, it's like if you walk up to someone and they have an apple, you're like, here, or I will give you this rock for that apple. And that's what money is pretty much. It's a rock. It's a piece of paper. It's paper, scissors, rock. That to convince you that that piece of paper is worth, 10,000 trees, which is weird. Like one little piece of paper, $1 or whatever fiat currency printed on paper, they're all pretty much printed on paper, that is worth, you can buy, 1 million trees with that one piece of paper. Like, let's put it in that concept. You got mice on a planet, eating the planet, and they're not mice, they're human beings. They can build Corvettes, they can build F-16s, they can build 747s that'll take you from Hawaii to America to China to, Japan. Foods, man, like that's one of the things. I love cities, and I love the architecture in cities and building really cool stuff. And that food is that great chefs should be. They're the ones who can make so many people happy every day. One of the coolest Ramble Fest ever. But that is where we are at. You are hanging out with me early Sunday morning, 1:11 a.m. Heck yeah. 1:11 a.m. 7/23/2017. And I'm talking about a movie that I've spent more than 1,000 hours writing, drawing, storyboarding. But that counts. It's a big deal. This is what we're dealing with. And I ain't quitting to these dudes. I ain't quitting to this whole thing. Like, hell no. If we can just convince the rest of the 7 billion people in the high school that their system, we can do better than this thing. And that they can be forgiven to any person that was part of it. Like, other than the guys with like the axe, where like this guy has to, he eats the blood of his victim. They have to live off the blood sacrifice of throwing people in the volcano. Like, no, you will torture none of my people anymore. You will enslave them. No, those days are done. The next system won't work. So the movie. So just, of course, So it's a cool thing. It's people saying, oh, it's going to be, I understand Revelations. And, oh man, it's the beginning of, there's two, I technically, the story is so giant. Like I had to write another movie, a screenplay, called Ace River. Because there was so much going on in this movie about THOR and Grace's love story. Like for people to understand all the characters and all the situations, me to build up everything they do, I wrote a side movie called Ace River, where Ace is kind of like the American James Bond on this American James Bond team. He's like the last one. There are two guys left and a woman from a giant team. Anyway, so I wrote a whole nother movie based on just the main character, Ace, and a guitar player, and then just Walt Disney Corporation that runs all media. But it has, but that's Ace River. So I had to literally write like 200-page movies, just to embrace the story, or not embrace it, but kind of break it down to enough for you to see it all big enough, and for all the cool characters, and I don't know, it's a cool story, man. So that's one of the things I've done. That I'm saying that there's Ace. It's weird because I wrote Ace before John Wick, y'all, and the cool character on Person of Interest. But I've loved both characters. They're very like Ace and Nick, and I would have definitely cast Keanu as Ace. Like Keanu. You can switch Brad Pitt out for Ace or THOR, though. But then we'd have to see his face on. Sorry, Brad. Adrian. That's weird. Okay, so there's Ace. We kicked your ass back to oblivion 7,000 years ago. And we are going to do it again today. So, I don't know, the whole quitters. I know a lot of amazing, especially our military. And a lot of peace officers that I've met some cool, strong, good-hearted men and women that have made me better, taught me a lot of amazing things, and the team, the idea of a real team, like together as a team, as a group, we can do a lot of really great things. Like I love to walk around cities in America and just marvel at all these great things, these beautiful like architecture is amazing. If we learn to build with Mother Nature, go through the tunnel in Colorado, the mile, we can do pretty much what we imagine. But if we get out of the fucking cave, we can do anything. Like if we don't, then dude, I don't know. Like if you see that was it talking about, that's what started. We're talking about this video is about binary hurricane. You know what I'm saying? Like this masterclass THOR video started just because, oh y'all, they start talking about binary hurricanes. I didn't know how to phrase it a month ago. So they phrased it for me. I was like, Fujiwara, what? Yep. So story, Grace and like picture. That's Ace or Nick. They're both James Bond. They're like brothers. So this is one of the first scenes that first time ever Ace's life. I think he was 26. Where he kills people before he leaves. Like he's never. Anyway, I don't want to go to what asterisk second time. But they're trying to assassinate Grace when she's like 14. And her parents are taking her to see the giant play, opera in an opera house. It's all these like assassins and like technology is a big player in this whole series, and so each group you have like your 6 tech groups or 2 verse what is it, 8 anyway. So like they have their almost like Iron Man suits that they think are so fucking badass. Like each one of our guys has an Iron Man suit in their own way, and there's Tori. So it just wouldn't get they're coming there just to kill Grace, because Grace basically gets the vote of the Yamato family. She's only 13, 14. And you can take the vote at, dead. And so, the council's trying to kill her pretty much since she's born. Anywho, so it's the first time, other than earlier, it's the first time THOR kills people. And That's why, like, when Bruce Lee talk about the 1-inch punch. This is like one-inch punch at light speed, like, literally makes heads explode, like, atomizes. And as a filmmaker, like, if you're doing an action film, you're literally competing with every other action scene that's ever been written. You know, like, it's a gunfighter scene, man. You gotta, as a writer and a filmmaker, you have to understand the gunfighter scenes you liked, the fist fight scenes you liked, or the action scenes you liked, and then it's your job, it's like a magician, to top that magic trick. You know, like, kind of like when Indiana Jones, Indiana turns around and there's a giant ball rolling at him. You know, like, it's just as a viewer, you hadn't had that experience before yet on that level with the music, and so it's like, whoa. And so it's almost, but in the Wick series, they don't, to me, it's super comic booky. So you don't care about the characters much in that, like, watching someone die, that literally has no effect, almost. You know, like, it's very, and so this is more, I've been writing this for, what, so long, 10 years, so more Game of Thronesian, where, like, every single character that you watch grows and that you care, and it's valuable if you watch Single Life Lost. I know, to me, that's good writing. I'm not saying that, you know, those stuff are good writing, but it's a big deal. And after knowing the whole story, you know, 4 hours, you like, anyway. Well, but it's weird to talk about this, you know, because that's what this whole year. But man, that is cool. And it's a cool progression to. It's a weird progression to. You take him from where he's like a 3-year-old kid. And he keeps getting kidnapped and then hidden, and then finally his mom re-kidnaps him back, like age 7, and sends him to the 7,000-year-old ancient school. I mean, it's like a kung fu school, but you learn all the 7 arts. Very exclusive. Like the magic amount. And so, you know, you watch his progression, and it's really cool. Anyway, like the first night he gets there to the school, he gets murdered. Like, one of the council has the kid murdered the day he's there. So he's like lying under a window, looking up at the starlight. You know, being like, oh, because the school is gorgeous. Like, the entire mythological kind of campus is very grand and lush and wonderful, and so he's like laying there, looking at the starlight, and then all of a sudden he looks up and there's like a red ninja assassin, and just lunges a giant jagged dagger into the, like, 7-year-old's chest. Hopefully, you know, you get like the Reservoir Dogs ripping off the ear effect, and it's not what you're expecting. And I'm literally going to show a grown 4-year-old man shove a giant dagger in a 7-year-old's chest, you know. But then the Buddha resurrects him, and so the count's like, fuck. And that Satori gets stabbed. So Satori's like, fuck, I hate this school. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, what the fuck? And so he gets Jon Snow at age like 7. Remember, like 10 years ago. And but yeah, he still has to continue that school training, and everybody hates him, and they keep trying to kill him. And that's it. From 7 to, no, this isn't about, I'm just saying that there are good guys. You know, we can have a good world. There are good plans in place, and that's a very, and the Ace River is literally in my mind, like, what is it? Like, you know, John Wick thing, like, he's universal justice. I'm talking about my Ace. Like, you can't kill it. He's the justice of the universe. The universe isn't going to allow you to torture God's children and creatures for too long. Like, you can get away with it in short cosmic karmic amounts, but in the long run, sometime, I think, when the season's ready to change, you know, winter or summer or fall, it comes and it's there. Anyway, so yeah, hey, I guess perpetual education. And I got to re-put this video out. Love is stronger than the stars in the sky. Because, like, so I started writing movies as a little kid and making, with my dad's 8mm camera, trying to make movies at like 7 and 8 years old, and at a younger age, trying to, 13-ish, checked out books on how to write screenplays, and just been writing and drawing and creating As a kid, it's what I do. I think in movies. And so, just saying, as a movie making brain, how I see the future, having everybody can't even imagine a really great future and how we can all do this together. Why we even let them, like no matter everything's got to change. Like the technology, the 3 tech curves are going to lay off X amount of people, and that you aren't the fucking bad guy from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Like you're not gonna sacrifice my people. You're not gonna sacrifice our entire future for what? For nothing. To be the one that says, I burned it all down, I fucking ruined it all. No, we can't. So that's just, I guess I'm saying that good guys and good women are going to win. We're going to have a good future. There are going to be some crazy times that are going to bring us together as a team. And so, there it is. This is me. Like, when I don't even know, like, what is this? Jeez, this drawing is, like, so old. But 10 years. So, and that's the Tory. There's his sword, sun, and the main demon black tar thing that lives like 1,000 miles underground is under the 3 pyramids. And it's the end scene. It's cool, pretty cool. Yeah, that's it's a Tory. Red and the blue. Come together to bring on the purple age, and that no more blood sacrifices will take place. We've sacrificed them, and that it's like having a great party, and we create a better world together. That's it. Like, it's good. It's okay to win. We've literally inherited the future. Generation Xers and millennials, and even the baby boomers, a lot of them, they're still here, and they're scared shitless because we can't pay for the health care and we can't take care of them. And like literally our government, like with the whole anti-marijuana thing, like they still have people in mass retiring, the baby boomers, and they can't afford it. And so, but at the same time, the corporations, the FDA, they're getting much more stringent on pain pills. Like, so if you have more of these people growing old and unhealthy, for some reason, we are fighting like hell to even let people have any type of pain medicine. Like anything that makes you feel good for working so hard and living in this shitty world, they're taking it away. So it's like we need to learn how to think to be moderate human beings that, man, if we want to have a couple beers, we want to have 2 joints, you can handle it. They're not going to, this is in the 80s. I'm not running about like Billy getting run over on a bicycle because, Freddie in the punk band was on acid. That we need to think in a future forward way. Wow, I've never talked about this before. This is crazy. Oh, and the Space Pirates, actually good though, the Space Pirates. Like I said, the technology groups. It's a really great, because Satori disappears for like 5-6 years. Nobody knows where he is. And so the base, the Ace River part is all setting up the story of like, we've heard legends of Satori. Will he ever come back? He's not coming back, So the whole like first movie is he's not even in it. It's all about Ace and the kid. But you keep hearing about Satori, and then the next movie it's like, yeah, he's returned. Nobody doubts it'll return. Everybody doubts like, no, heroes will never return. The bad guys are just gonna win. All their plans are gonna go through awesome. Because every single plan they've had has worked for like 82 years without a single, that whole string of I won forever, so I'll continue to win forever. So that always has to work. Newton's law. Body in motion stays in motion, the body rest stays at rest. Unless acted on by exterior force. And then you get down to the whole free will versus free will versus predestination, into what type of noise and music is made when the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. And that's where we're at. And it's like, let's make an amazing symphony of the future. And all we got, take everybody. Like, you can't be mad at nobody. Because, you can, but it's like, the system has sucked for so bad, man. Like even people, when you get mad at giant organizations, like, it was literally your responsibility to come up with an organization or fix it all by yourself. To get mad at anybody in that organization, like, it's part of the Congress system. Like, we're mad at our government and we don't like politicians, but who are we blaming technically? Do you even understand how legislation is passed? And this giant process of, if you're going to get mad at somebody, you have to get mad at entire giant groups. So like that's what we're like I'm talking about. That's what we're literally doing, is blaming everybody for the reason this party sucks so bad is because of this. So everybody's just talking about like why the world is hanging on the brink. Well, that's how that time's over. Let's get back to that. When I talk about this being an action movie, we're in it. But like it's a choose your own adventure, and we gotta choose this and do this together. Man, that's how I make my money now. I say, hey, I make videos all day, every day. Please reward me. Please help me pay my rent so I can keep my single-handed one-man news channel up and running. Okay, so this was on the end of something else. I will make a video about the Fujiwara effect. Oh yeah, that was the whole point. The energy's crazy. People say, "Thor, you're on drugs." It's like, no. Asterisk. Yeah, I do take medication. I have attention deficit disorder and ADHD, and so we're watching watch these two right here. There's it, these two. The dead is headed at 9:45 on pressure, which is pretty old. Therefore, 9:46. But see, these are what they're calling the Fujiwara effect, right there. Did you see that? And so, I don't know, for a while, and I'm not perfect and I make mistakes, but I've been trying to talk to you all about the situation. And that at this point, for this masterclass session we were all in, like for those people who just want to stand up and scream like bumper stickers at me, like geoengineering, flat earth, chemtrails, like you're literally yelling out like a chapter in the entire giant book of what we're dealing with now. So right now it's all about, solutions and what are we going to do to deal with this stuff together. And so like if you're not into that, then just it's like coming to a place and not believing or wanting to participate in the quote-unquote activities. It's like going to Fight Club going, I don't want to fight. This is the opposite of Fight Club, which is the movie I'm working on now, American Bicycle Club, where it's basically the concept of, instead of Project Mayhem and Fight Club, where they create mayhem, it's like the opposite of mayhem, where they turn chaos into a beautiful world, into a beautiful town. And it's about two characters, but they're like, this is our town. This is much more complicated than that. It's a fucking amazing movie. All right, really great movies. But I have like Isaac Newton, where he wrote like Principia of Mathematica and kept it for a few years. So he got to walk around and be like, hell yeah, I'm Isaac Newton. So I've written like 13 screenplays, and they're amazing. And how we gauge my screenwriting ability is not on how many movies I've had made, because I write movies. I don't make them yet. Maybe I never will. Like I said, if we don't fix this shit, then I'll never get to make movies. I'll never get to have my babies. And fuck, would I never get to kids again? Oh my god. Okay, I should definitely end this video now. But okay, so yeah, and this one is models, and like I was wrong on the one model, but I'm saying the overall patterns we are seeing in the models is a good reason to continue to watch them. Just like smart men and women and Native Americans and Vikings, and you watch the weather, and the weather's been weird. I can verify what I'm seeing on the satellites and the radars and the models with my own eyes. I've seen some crazy shit in the last 2 years. Like, I just made an hour video. I was talking to you for an hour. Like, it was live. Okay, so I'm going to take like a little break, and then I'm going to make a video about something. Maybe I'll actually talk about binary hurricanes, but this is a masterclass setup too. We got 2 binary hurricanes there, and multiple things might be turning to binary hurricanes. And then on this mapping thing over there, as our binary hurricanes move out, remember what we're seeing now is the basis of the patterns right there. Wow. Yeah, and look at this. We're talking about a coastline that, it's almost like Mother Nature has done this many times, many ways. And so we're either going to work together as a team or not. And I mean, like, literally, I'm working, like, this is our Boy Scout meeting. What are you going to call it? American Bicycle Club, the Astonishers, Asteroid Fight Club. Like, who are those that want to try and ride this bull successfully together and be cool, stay cool, be heroes, solve the problems of the past, the now, and the future together? I'm in. Like I said, I watched. Oh yeah, watch. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, y'all. Did anybody actually listen for an hour? All right, so if you listen to me talk for an hour on this, it's like my version of a THORnews hangout. Rolling my own cigarette is strangely satisfying. I'm gonna have another beer and see what happens. Oh yeah, now this is where I was a little angry, and this was a little rude, but like I was trying to convey a message. If the weather gets much worse, real Donald Trump is going to have to fuck a lemon meringue pie on camera to keep people from noticing. Yeah, there's Kentucky. Yeah, there's Kentucky. There's Kentucky. Everybody's arguing over that flag. But I'm arguing over my arguments, and the people is what I care about right now. The Earthlings, the children of God. We're all children of God. Hey, look, Sprite sleeping up from a thunderstorm in Austria. Well, you can only see Valhalla through it. Yo, dude, people talk a lot of shit all the time, and it's just funny sometimes. You're beautiful. Oh yeah, where is it? Oh, I love. Happy birthday, man. So happy birthday. Heroes stand tall, but never lose sight of the little guy. God ain't a chump. Alright, so this was cool, man.
What did you do this weekend, Diana?
Me? Nothing very interesting.
The world remains in mourning after the death of the Superman.
What we're seeing is a crime wave around the world.
Lex Luthor, the Arkham Asylum.
And where is the Gotham Bat? The mass vigilante has been a no-show.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
It has to. We don't have any more time.
Something is coming.
No protectors here. No lanterns. No Kryptonian. This world will fall. Like all the others.
One misses the days when one's biggest concerns were exploding wind-up penguins.
This is crazy. Honestly, I think we're all gonna die.
Each of us, in some way, is held back.
Don't engage alone. We'll do this together.
It's really cool. You guys seem ready to do battle and stuff, but I've never done battle. I've just pushed some people and run away.
Okay, yeah, so we're all in this together. And it's time for the superheroes to stand up. You know? That's what I believe with all my heart. Oh, man. Okay, so God bless everyone. It's like the pinned quote in my thingy. Together as one Earth family, we can accomplish anything we can dream. Earth United. I love you guys. I'm honored to be part of the Astonished Asteroid Fight Club, American Bicycle Club, the Avengers, Justice League, Legion, and okay, talk to you soon. Oh yeah, I gotta make another video. I'm gonna make videos all night long, and then I'm gonna post them. I'm gonna leave them for a little while, and then I'm gonna pull them off and put them on a new channel. I'm gonna put up for like my spontaneous kind of live cast like this, and then I'll keep all the really great edited stuff on THORnews. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, so if you actually listened and listened to the whole thing I did, tell me, what is your favorite superhero group or team? You know, like, I know Justice League's really cool and Avengers is really cool. Harry Potter, that whole group is super badass as well. Yeah, Ender and his army at the end is badass. There's a lot of groups of really great heroes, you know. So, oh yeah, there's tobacco in there. Asterisk. Who could even verify the chemicals they're putting in our shit nowadays? So, Angry Orchard, Garden of Eden. I'm done fighting in the Garden of Eden. We're moving on to better days, like in the whole Thor thing. I guess we'll watch that one, the next one. It's like hell. The angry goddess of the underworld wants to punish people. I'm done with that. Oh, so end story. My profile picture, which I had for years. My mom, when she went and saw the full eclipse, I guess, to Hawaii. It's a Hawaii shirt. So my mom, stepdad gave me that shirt. Well, I've never been to Hawaii. I've never really been outside of America other than Jamaica. I was very young. In Canada for like 10 minutes. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, though. That's me. The story behind that shirt. And the horse Rhythm. Great horse passed away. But one eye, you can see the eye right there. It was like this, it was milky white, like a crystal ball. And Rhythm was a beautiful horse. She was blind in that eye. Real sweet. And so that guy's just, I wonder what story that was behind us. It's just, that's me standing out in the fields, I think. Yeah. With Rhythm. And my face sunburned because I mowed like 25 lawns that day. And so I'd stand on the stairs for hours. I've been drinking. I might have even been smoking. And just staring at the stars. And horses are cool. And we can have a cool world if we want it. And I want it. And I think most people do. So we build our own future. We choose our future. And I think it's time for the good people to choose a good future together. Alright, peace out. I love you guys. Feeling good. How about you?